Left field to home. Jerry can throw the ball. My dad, Jerry, had a really good arm. When he was young, he would go down to the Ogden Stadium. It was the Ogden Reds Stadium down on about 36th and Wall, approximately. They had a baseball field down there. I believe they were a semi-pro team of the Ogden Reds. I believe that's how it goes. But he'd go down there and he'd play catch with the different baseball. He'd take his glove. He loved baseball. He loved to throw the ball. And he could throw that ball. And he'd go out and when they would have hitting practices, he would go out and grab the ball and chuck it into him, pick it up, chuck it into him. Him and his buddies would go over and do that. They would play baseball and they would hang out at the Ogden Reds Stadium during games and during warm-ups and things like that, and during practice sessions. Well, anyway, when they didn't have enough money to get into the game, so they would look through the fence had little knots in it where there's little holes where they could look through and watch the game going on. But then the security would come and push their sticks through the holes and pop them in the face and the eye with these sticks and cause them to kind of hurt them. And then when they would hit the ball over the fence, the boys would be out there and they'd grab the ball, and they thought that was pretty cool because they could get a free baseball. But anyway, Jerry later on, my dad played City League softball and Church League softball, and it's a very common story that when Dad would be out in left field and he'd get a hit to him, he'd catch the ball, and then he would throw that ball all the way to home plate. He really had a good arm, like Brandon has a good arm. So he had a really good arm. And I have a good arm too, or I had a good arm when I was younger, but I didn't have a lot of accuracy, like for pitching, but I could throw the ball a long ways. But my dad could really throw the ball a long ways, and so could my son Brandon. But anyway, so Dad could throw a man out going into home from left field.